Welcome back to the Live Bay Ryan YouTube channel. So I know I haven't posted in a while, so I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of an insight on what I'm basically doing now. So have the day off. It's the day before Thanksgiving. Gun hunting has been going really good. We actually tagged out first weekend. So basically what it is now is gearing up for that late season. So I'm back up here in the public piece of land that I like to hunt. What I'm doing today is scouting for late season. Chances are I'm going to have one last Hail Mary effort to actually get a big buck on the ground in this piece of public land, and it starts with just scouting for the late season. I like to do it now because these deer are already being pressured during gun season, so the chances of me really kicking them out of those core areas should be pretty slim to none, because these bucks are going to, especially with up here, I mean, I think opening weekend I had seen over 100 different hunters in this one little area. So these deer are going to be into the thickest, nastiest crap where they can feel like they can survive, what they can get out. But the nice thing about why I'm doing this now is that I have an area that I've found a lot of sheds. I know that there's going to be bucks in there late season, but I want to be certain and when they actually get in there, because my window of opportunity up here is pretty slim. So gun season ends this next weekend, which is Thanksgiving weekend, but the bow season up here ends January 1st. I have the whole month of December, but because of certain circumstances, I don't really get too much time to actually hunt. So I got like maybe a couple weekends, maybe even just one weekend where I can actually hunt. So I want to actually show you guys how I'm going to get this done. How do I know that these bucks are in this area without me actually disturbing those areas? That's a huge thing, and a huge positive to that is actually cellular camera. Sorry, there's a lot of people that like to snoop up here and find out where people are hunting. So I want to show you guys why cellular cameras are a huge benefit to your arsenal, especially with public land hunting. So the two cameras that I have right here, and I actually already have one in the woods, is I have a Bushnell Cell Core 20, and then I have a Tacticam Reveal X. So these are the two that I am going to be running in my late season here. I've had I've gotten really good reviews from this stuff, so that's why I have selected these two. I'm actually receiving pictures from my Bushnell camera that's already in the field almost on a daily basis now, and that's actually in a core area where my big shed buck likes to winter, because we found the sheds from the last 2 years. So why are cellular cameras so good for locating deer and understand where to sleep in there? So I'm going to take it from the approach that I am actually going into, is that late season hunt, right? As a late season hunter, you may have a very small window of where you can actually get this done. In my case, potentially 1 to 2 weekends. So that's really only, in archery, it's really only 3 to 4 sits a weekend, so 6 sits total for the rest of the year. So you need to be able to hit hard. And why cellular cameras are so good is that not only do you receive pictures to your phone, but it allows you to keep your scent out of there. So I always tell people that the #1 problem is going in and checking your camera so frequently. That's going to kick big deer out of that area. You're going to see them rest frequently, and that you're just going to have less activity in general. So what I was doing last summer was maybe I would let my camera sit for 2-3 months, then I would come and check them. Well, now with these cellular cameras, unless I have to come and change the batteries, I don't have to come out and put my scent into the field. I just receive my my images right to my phone, and it allows me to know, hey, these bucks are getting back into their wintering patterns. They're going to these areas that they like to winter. it's time to go. It's time to go up there. It's time to hunt them. We got to make a move. It allows me to be more effective in my hunting strategy as well. Now, another thing is, late season, they go on a completely different pattern. There may be a couple of does that are coming into estrus late. They'll get bred later, but they're also just trying to put on the feed bag. So being able to put these cellular cameras in core feed areas where you're seeing scratching or a lot of acorn crop. In this area, it's a lot of acorn crop and there are a lot of briars. They're eating a lot of briars off of these like little waist high bushes and everything. So they're not keying in on cornfields, beans, or anything like that. It's like, this is like truly public land, so you have to kind of find these areas. We have found one. We actually located true buck bedding. That's where I killed my buck last weekend, and we have found it, and we're gonna be putting up a camera over there later. So these cameras can act as your eyes and ears for that area. It at least tells you the deer's pattern and everything like that. And allowing you to make calculated strikes. Like if there's no buck in there, why take a swing at a home run, a Hail Mary throw, and strike out when you have a limited amount of time? These cell cameras allow you to be more calculated and everything like that. Now it also depends on your service. Actually, for whatever reason, we're in the middle of nowhere on some back road, even though this is paved. Majority of these roads back here are completely dirt. Is that actually our cell service is actually very, very good out here. So it all depends on your cellular connection. On this road, for whatever reason, right here, none of the cameras get good reception. But when you get into the woods, you get great reception. For what reason, I have no idea. But you do typically get good reception. So it also depends on your reception. Another huge pro to cellular cameras is that, like I said, it really depends on the cellular camera brand. So when I'm looking at a cellular camera, I try to find one that has a lock piece where I could put a cable lock and somebody can't actually access my SD card or steal my SD card. Some of these cellular cameras, they don't even put that loop around, so people can come steal your SD card, and then your cellular camera is useless. So I allow, when I put my cellular cameras out, is I put a cable lock on my cellular cameras. That way, I know that they're safe, I know that they're hidden, and I'm not putting these in obvious areas. I'm putting these in nasty shit that only I and my family knows how to get there without disturbing the deer. Somebody's going to typically go in there blind and not know what the hell they're doing. So this allows me to be a little bit more cautious with everything. And then two is the plans are another huge positive, is the plans are relatively inexpensive. So for the Tacticam Reveal, for unlimited photos, you have two options. You can do the $120 for the whole year, or you can do $13 for every month. And that's pretty inexpensive. These Bushnells, once again, relatively inexpensive. $15, you get unlimited photos, and it allows you to access them at any time. I don't know about the Tacticam Reveal, but the Bushnell sends them within seconds of them actually taking that image. Spy Point doesn't do that. I've had nothing but problems with Spy Point. That's why I selected these cameras. With that also being said, there is some cons to running cellular cameras. Number one, batteries aren't permanent. You're gonna have to eventually go out there, change the batteries and all that stuff. It happens to all the cellular cameras, but it seems like the battery life in cellular cameras are a little bit less than your typical trail camera. I've had trail cameras that have lasted a whole year being ran without even getting down to the final bar on the actual thing, where these, I think the life when I was looking at them were like 3 to 4 months. So like 3 to 4 months, I'm gonna have to come up here and change the batteries, which isn't too bad. You're not like completely disturbing the area at all, but it's also allowing you to also create some time for scouting as well. So it kind of inadvertently works against and for you as well, which I think is, you know, pretty good. Another con, and this is, I guess, this really depends on the person. For me, I'm a pretty light sleeper, so if I get a ding in the middle of the night, because I use my phone as an alarm, I typically am going to wake up to it. Some people, that may not be the case. So if you're just one of those people that doesn't like that, I've seen people that actually turn those notifications off, and then they just look for the actual images that pop up on the app. I do believe that some of them can do that. I don't know if all of them can do that, so I can't really speak too much on that. So that's a con in my book. Another con is inadvertently it can, like I say, works for and against, is the cell reception. So if you're in a place that has terrible cell reception, chances are a cell camera ain't gonna work if you get terrible cell reception in that area. So in this case, right here on this road, I get piss poor cell reception, but as soon as I get into the woods, for whatever reason, I get awesome cell reception. So if you're somebody that gets, like, you know, to the point where there is no connection, you have no service or anything like that, cellular cameras probably aren't going to work for you, unfortunately. One thing I do want to note before I end this video is that to make sure you check the box before you buy it. I've seen people that say, oh, my cellular camera doesn't work. I just bought it, it was brand new out of the box, it doesn't work. Well, then I've seen where people, right, they buy the wrong service provider. So on all cellular cameras, I even think SpyPoint does it now, to be truly honest. Don't quote me on that, is that they have specific service providers. So I have Verizon. I made sure I bought the Verizon application for these trail cameras, because if I bought AT&T, how the heck is it going to work? It's not at all. So that's why you have to be cautious about what you look before you buy it. Some people are just so gung-ho and they see it, they're like, oh, that's a really good price, because a lot of, right now with Black Friday rolling around, some of these cellular cameras are going on sale. So they just grab it without actually looking, and then they get home, set it up all excited, and then it doesn't work. And they're wondering why it doesn't work. It's because they bought the wrong service provider. So basically, you just cover your bases. In my book, cell cameras are a huge benefit to how I hunt. It allows me to locate deer more effectively, and especially if you are in a deer's bedroom, you can go and put that cell camera in their bedroom and let it just run, and then you know when he's in there, or she, or whatever you're actually targeting. So it's a huge benefit, and that's why I am all for cellular cameras. So we're actually going to be putting out 2 more today, and one in a specific buck bedding area that I'm actually really excited about. From what we're going to be doing now is scouting, so there'll be actually 2 videos for you guys today, and that's why I wanted to give you guys at least some information on why cellular cameras are going to be working for you and help you be a more efficient hunter. Have a good one, guys. Be safe out there.